Greetings, Jedi traders. David here at TradingFibs.com to bring you the daily trend as we do every day for week 8, day 5. It is Friday, February 24th, 2017. 2 more days of trading for the month of February. As always, please seek financial advisement when trading with your money, as these videos are for educational purposes only. Support your knowledge in the market. See what's going through my head on any given day. Always make sure you have a solid trading plan and always manage your stop when placing a trade. Welcome, new viewers. If this is your first time watching the video, again, a quick recap here of today's setups here in our live trading room that we run here every day from open to close, and take a look at some of the key charts along the way. Trying to make sense of it, what might have kept you out, what might have put you in, what could have kept you in. And then on Fridays, we leave it at that. And I will finish up with over the weekend with a weekend and weekly outlook for next week. But each day we usually tend to look at where are we on the big picture and where we're headed next time. All right. Let's jump right into it. Pre-market trend today. Price action this morning, 53.21. It was the NQ at current price after a Globex session that was sitting downside. Let's go ahead and open up the big picture that we saw there on the pre-market. We got just like we like to see it. There was the GC upside, 6J. The yen upside moving, and the 6E euro holding up there at the Globex high. Crude oil on the way down, and the 3 indices Globex session to the short. So very clear on direction on pre-market, as the NQ was clearly in the short. Pre-market trend downtrend below the VWAP. Thinking, yeah, that's the bias. That's where we're going today. Again, what did we learn yesterday? Overnight, not indicative of where the U.S. session is headed. Looking upside, we were looking at 53.32 and 53.52, finishing out somewhere in between those two numbers. Downside, we were looking at 73.44 and the open gap all the way downside underneath price action. Let's go ahead and open up the chart here on the NQ pre-market. Again, 60-minute, we were looking upside here, downside 73. And then if NQ was to find some support here and come up, 32 and all the way up to 51.52 here as the bigger picture range chart holding here around resistance on the 100-tick range chart. All right, so that's where our NQ was. And take a look at the ES this morning at 23.50. Globex session already set in with downtrends holding at pretty much the lows. And looking upside, 23.59, 67, and 75 to the upside as ES closed out around 64.75, so somewhere in between the two numbers upside. But again, we retested those lows, especially on the MMLs. We'll show you here. So nice move on the ES. But again, there was our pre-market trend, 23.52, pretty much holding. Looking upside to 59 and 67. We can see here 43 downside. And here's our 15-minute chart, 59 all the way up to 67. All right, so there was our pre-market trend. Pretty much, yep, that's what I say every day, guys. Avoid that bias. Watch the trend. Watch the charts in front of you. Again, not saying today was anything easy. Yesterday, we had a solid trend downside. You saw the chart yesterday. It was a nice move downside. But today, again, a lot of chop. We'll take a look at the charts here. But NQ, had a lot of chop inside the range today. Midnight open, magnet down to inside 25-minute open range. Again, small pockets of trend. We called the scalp setups there. They were good. And then finally the breakout eventually in the afternoon session. But, you know, only 2-3 bars moving over the course of 2 hours. You might just give up on a Friday. But late day rush, last 20 minutes. Does your strategy call for the move? If it does, great. You take it. And that's what it was, a grinding uptrend today. PM session with that late day recovery. We'll take a look at that on the charts here. Gold again. Nice move on the gold overnight. Pulls back. Another move, solid move downtown. Down all the way. And again, gold pretty much once that 130 bell rings, kind of light price action. VIX closes out downside 1147. Most core sector list 19 in the green. A little bit of economic highlights, a little bit of news around as we head into next week. Next week, a big week. We'll take a look at that over the weekend. What news to be watching out for. So downtrend overnight, uptrend on the U.S. session, turning around charts of interest. We'll take a look at some of those, including the setup highlights across the board. All right, so we got that brief pre-picture. Let's jump around here. Let's take a look at the GC. We saw that GC Globex. That was the London Open overnight session move to the upside. Waking up in the morning, you see market action. Someone still holding up here, and gold taking again. And I'm pointing out when I draw the arrows, great. It's only about a piece of it, but use those HA bars. They're trend bars. They indicate the trend is still moving. You got yourself a move. You manage it on the way up. Swing size, you trail, whatever you do, you get a piece of it. Price action 51.44 above the VWAP as we talk about each day, in sync with the 534. Again, I've shown that chart over and over again. High probability setups where price action is 51.44 to the downside. We got a variety of charts to show that. But again, the trade management, manage it at the swing stops. So price action turns around. You got a high probability setup here under the VWAP, and you take the short. That was pretty much it on the gold for a session today. Take a look at the indices. Again, ES with a nice little move up. Again, price action holding upside here as price ran up there on the ES. Again, pulling up above the VWAP. Again, a little bit of caution here as the 51.44. Again, above the cloud. Again, not saying that you can't be in this. A little bit of pullback. This was the better of the moves here, shown in the solid white here on the pullback. So you got yourself a fib draw. I'm going to go ahead and show a chart here from Tim Reset over at Minimind. Great little video here today, 6-minute video on using the Fibonacci's on a different time frame. But I want to go ahead and show you how nice that moves up. Here was our move on the ES this morning. If you had taken the entry off the 23.51, ran it all the way up to the 59, got your fill, nice move on the first 30-45 minutes. Now, play that together with the HA bars. Play that on a 512 tick chart here. As we can see, price action pulls up, pulls back, got a 50% retracement. Again, everything lining up, HA bars with the Fibonacci. Again, on the left here, Tim Reset of eMini-Mind. Nice move. Want to give a shout out to good solid trading again. But you see, when similar strategies line up, it doesn't matter what you're watching. What you're watching here is trend, and that's exactly what we saw. Here it is. 512 tick chart on the left. Here you go. Same thing on the range charts. Pull solid Heikenhaus bars, keeping you in the trend all the way upside. And again, once again, side by side. There it is. Our move on the HA bars here. 5-4 flex Renko holding above the 51.44 on the pullback here. Pullback here to 23.53, 50%. And you got yourself a move back up above VWAP, and you ride it up. You ride it up, whether you're watching the fib levels or just watching the trend candles. Again, this is a tough call. You might be pushed out of this move here at about 9:57 as price action did pull back here. But as long as your stop is at the swing size low, let it ride up, and manage. But if you're taking out on the tails, I get it. So you get back in, solid body, tails up, and you ride it up. All right, so price action on the ES, last minute, 30 minutes, nice little surge here. Price action in sync with all three indices. There it was. Again, we're mentioning on the NQ here. We'll show here in a little bit. But again, the bars here really trying to struggle to get up there. But push above the Globex, nice move all across the board on all three charts. All right, take a look at the ES full session. Again, there it was, that move in the morning off the fib line as well. Off the open here, 23.52 all the way up to 65 on the MMLs. Nice move to the upside. Murray Matthew would have been done in the first 45 minutes. Now I have to worry about this mid-session shop. Again, I'm highlighting here the highest probability setups here. You got a start of a little move, but you might hold off here on the ES. Again, what you're looking for is you're looking for the pullback. You're looking for 1 to 2 bars and then the signal. Here, you're a little bit of a chase here. Hey, if this ran away, it ran away. You would have had to wait for another pullback. But a little bit of pocket here, pre-Euro close, mid-session, little pop-up, bail out, stopped out, back to VWAP, and then your late day session move there as price action ran upside. Why I'm here? Again, same picture here. Solid body tails up at the AM session. Price action pulls back. Wipe that out. That complete move. Price action a little bit choppy here throughout the mid-session. Euro finally PM session running it up nicely towards the end. Not as grand as the others. But still trend is trend and ticks are ticks. Leave that bias at the door. NQ we mentioned there. Again, we saw some nice pockets this morning. I want to point out here, again, similar setup that we saw in the ES. Nothing like a super trend like what we saw yesterday. Again, you can't expect that every day, but take appreciation for the big picture. Again, every single arrow offered an opportunity, whether you trade one contract, two contracts, trying to get a runner, offered you a scalping opportunity as well. I said we were boxed in, midnight open, 25-minute open range, but here you go. You got to set up. You get on the trade. Everything's in sync. It looks good. You get in 6 ticks, 10 ticks, or you try to get a runner, you bail out, you get in back again. So one setup, two setups. You leave this one alone, you go with the higher trend. Again, little tricky here. This could have been a loss. Stop at the swing size, you would have been okay. But if you kept your stop any closer, you would have been stopped out. But again, appreciate the fact that it stayed and remained in trend as 51.44 VWAP upside. But here's my point here is that you might want to have waited for a pullback on this move as you were chasing the trade at this point because there was no setup. Here you go. You got the setup here. Price action to the upside. If you were able to hang on here, you got a piece of that. So there's your fourth setup. Fifth setup over here. And then finally the runaway. And just a little low price action slowdown here as we saw. Here we are mid-session. This is that 12 to 1 o'clock. And we didn't get that move here until about 3:20, 3:50. So we're talking, a couple hours here. You're sitting in that move and it's just frustrating and it's not going anywhere and you don't know what's going to happen because you're sitting around the midnight open here. But hey, trend is trend. It ran away. If you got it, great. If you didn't, you come back on Monday and you try again. All right, that's our NQ. Let's wrap it up with the GC here as we saw price action lift upside on the GC. Globex move upside, market action pull back, and pretty much trending out. Again, you could have tried to get a runner here or in and out as price action pulled up. Again, what I recommend is wait for at least a 2-bar confirmation above the cloud here. You would have gotten yourself maybe a couple ticks on the GC, and then finally price action on the Globex bounced back down here towards the end of the session. All right, how do we do on the daily gaps? Not breaking any new highs today. Again, new highs sitting up here, 59.50, 817 and 66.75. But again, recovery here today, taking back a lot of yesterday's price action. NQ making up about 3/4 of that move. Back upside. I know the mindset out there. How can this be? How can we continue to come up? You got to go with the trend, Jedi traders. You got to watch the charts, watch the trend, try to get a piece of it. I'm not saying you get the whole move, but at least a part of it. If you don't, you come back the next session and you try again. But HA bars to keep you in trend. That's the goal here. All right, taking a look again, crude, one of those charts that just managed to stay down. We thought we had a nice move yesterday. Yeah, pulled it back, price action. Solid bodies tailed down. A lot of messy here in the, this was yesterday's session. So here's today's session. For the most part, Globex session downside. Once crude opened up here, not real a lot of price action today. Maybe a little pocket of move here, but that's it. Come on, 6-7 bars total movement. Again, you can go to a lower time frame, but crude really not much on the charts for today. Take a look at the yen. At one point, yen and euro in two separate directions. Not happy with that, but there it is, yen. Remember that chart. Let me go back, show the, there it is. Big picture upside. There was our overnight. Again, if you're trading the overnight, yen and gold and euro all together. Nice pocket of triad there to look at overnight session. Not as much as the U.S. indices. U.S. indices tend to start to do much better around that early AM hour here in the U.S. regular trading hours and pre-market. But again, point being, 6J, nice move up overnight. Globex easy to stay on. Price action pulls back. Maybe a little bit of trend here. A little bit of chop here through the AM session. Then finally, price action breaks out. Again, a little 2-bar price above like we saw in the gold. You got 2-bar confirmation with caution. You take the entry, able to get one off. Nice move to the upside, pulls back if you're popped out on that one. Again, nice little move back up to the outside. HA bars to keep you in trend. And finally, take a look at the euro price action again. Overnight session, a little bit choppy, but there you go. You got your lift pre-market here. And once the euro opened downside, pop back up, bail out. There you go. You got yourself another move. 2 bars confirmation above. Maybe you got yourself in VWAP. A little bit of resistance there. Holds pretty much. And then back downside to the yen on the euro. As yen was holding up there at one point. There it was. Price action on the yen was headed up and euro was coming down. All right, let's just go ahead and jump again, not looking at where we're headed next week. We'll do that in the weekend wrap. But again, we talked about NQ from the downside here, making its way back up to 53, almost 53.51. Holding off here is price action going to stall out, close out here in 5 minutes. Let's take a look at the ES as she closed out the day. Pre-market again, it was at that 23.51, worked its way back up here. On the 60-minute, on the 15-minute chart, we had a reset there of the MMLs, but again, nice move from the 23.52, 23.51 up here to 59. Let me see. We had that on the MMLs. I had a chart here. Here we go. There it was, 23.51 up to 55, up to 59. Again, 15-minute MML charts will tend to reset themselves. Support can become major support resistance as time moves forward. So again, very nice move here. Very nice combo on the tick charts and the HA bars. All around trend is trend. But there it was, major support resistance held 59, and then late day surge above, not being able to reach that 67. And then the YM again making a nice late day move here on the YM is reaching back upside. Here it is this morning. Support 27.03, 742, almost making that move up to 781. And there it was, end of the day. Ring the bell as the YM continues to make higher highs. And, oops, wrong chart there. Let's take a look at that YM. And there we go, YM holding at that 27.81. All right, that is a wrap for today's daily trend for the major indices and key futures markets. Feel free to stop by at tradingfibs.com or any of my social media outlets to obtain more information. My mantra, one simple strategy, any market, any chart, any time frame will keep you disciplined. You can find me every day on Twitter at TradingFibs. And as always, leave your bias at the door when trading and leave that crystal ball to the experts. Again, you can find me every day on Twitter at TradingFibs with those charts. For those of you interested next week in joining us in our community of like-minded traders seeking those highest probability setups, feel free to email me, David at TradingFibs.com. You may join us on any Thursday or Friday to view the live chart setups as they happen in the trading day. Guys, 3 days this week. That's right. Count them up. 1 with Monday session. 1, 2, and 3 record highs. We finish off with another nice recovery move, but again, leave that bias at the door. I know you thought we were supposed to be downside. If you just watch the trends, you might just save yourself some stress cells. Hey guys, make sure you check out my weekly recap that I'll post here in a little bit. Week 8 recap, again with a quick video of each day, the link and the key highlights of the day, including the chart of the day. And then over the weekend, I'll go ahead and post the technical momentum outlook for week 9, where we are, what we should be watching out for. Have yourselves a Blue Zone weekend wherever you may be. Good day, good night, and good trading to you.